Hey, welcome to ChrysalisInvictus. This is going to be an energy check-in reading, but we're going to look at some puzzling or mysterious energy that's around you. So I have Enigma cards. This is what the box looks like. I'm just shuffling them now. They've all fallen on the floor. Sorry about the creaking. And so yeah, we're just going to take a look at something that may be confusing or something that you are puzzling through this week. This could be something that's hidden as well. Maybe its meaning is hidden. All right, so for pile number 1, we have the card number 13, the Beast. Ooh. Okay. And for pile number 2, number 29, Visitation. You guys are having some weird, there's some weird energy out there this week. Okay. And for pile number 3, the card Crystal. Okay. And so we ask your guides, my guides, any energies or entities that wish to be present with us here today to bring us messages for the betterment of ourselves and the collective to help solve some of those little mysteries, those enigmas in our lives. And when you're ready, you'll find the timestamps in the description box. You can make the selection based on name, number, whatever calls to you. I'll see you soon. Pile number 1 was the Beast card. There's definitely a kind of mystery or a kind of enigma about yourself or some dark aspect of yourself or someone around you. This could be connected to addictions or patterns or reoccurring dreams, nightmares, things like that. But what's interesting about this is that it's rather than running away from something or trying to get rid of it, it's almost like stepping into it. Like instead of letting a river carry you away, it's actively stepping into the river as a means of carrying yourself away. So that may resonate for you in some way. I don't think it's about like leaning into your addictions and doing, falling off the wagon or anything like that, but it's more like really fully stepping into that dark side of yourself or the darker side of yourself and understanding maybe the psychology of that space. For some of you, this is just like a reckoning is what I'm hearing. We have the Hanged Man. Okay, so your heart may have been, or it may still be, in a place of stasis, a place of, it's like becoming and opening to something, but there is something that has blocked your ability to move forward or to embrace something about yourself or something about what you love, what you care about. The desires or the sensitivity. It's the Empire of Dreams. This is a sweet, sweet. This is asking you to recognize that whatever you have to forgive yourself, there's a sweetness to you. There's a lot of water energy coming through. So if you have strong water placements, this is definitely a reading for you, or there could be messages here for you. But there's an awakening and an awareness of again, it's that flow, that current, that river that passes, that sometimes maybe in the past, the situation or whatever's coming up for you, or this period of stasis, maybe it came along with certain patterns, but instead it's like you're making energy from it. Like you're able to harness the energy of the moving water, either as a means of transporting you somewhere else for some of you, or for generating energy within yourself. So maybe emotions that used to be hurt you are now empowering you in some way. Okay, so if you have been indecisive about something, unable to make a decision, it's almost like, the angel and devil on your shoulder, the devil is actually making more sense. And it's because the devil has more experience of itself, or more experience of, sorry, it's the beast, but it has more experience of itself, of the mystical, of the magical, of the shifts and the changes. So it's like, it feels like you're going to very clearly understand why you're where you are and what you want. And this will be emotional. Yeah, here's that stuck. Something's stuck. What's stuck? I'm just going to keep pulling the cards and see if I can pull it out. Okay, so something that you wanted, maybe you worked on this for a very long time, isn't coming to you in the way that you wanted it to. And I think you're getting caught on that. This could be an issue of pride as well. This could be something to do with something appearing as it has before, or someone, for some of you, this is a love reading, someone appearing, perhaps this is someone who has many aspects of a pattern that you wanted to break, or that you were breaking away from, or they have certain things where, okay, so an example of this would be like, if you've always lived in a house with no dishwasher, and you are looking for your perfect place, and you find this place that it feels like you've manifested it, feels like you've dreamed it into existence, but it doesn't have a dishwasher, nor does it have a space for a dishwasher. And you have said, I will not accept another place without a dishwasher. It's like that. So if you can apply it to different qualities within a person, perhaps, if this is what it is for you, because this is a general reading. So you're getting what you want, but not how you wanted it. And it's kind of sticking you. It feels sticky. And it's also not fully actualizing in physical reality. So it's still kind of trapped in this space of the emotional. This could be a verbal agreement or an emotional agreement of some kind. I don't know what that means, but it's like you've signed a contract to get a job, or you've signed the paperwork, but you haven't started the job yet, or you have made a commitment, but you haven't actually physically been with that person. Maybe you are online dating or something like that, and you've each agreed that you want to make it work, but you're still stuck in the place of not actually being in physical contact. But let's finish out. Let's close. Let's find this last line and see. Yeah. It's everything I hoped, but not what I dreamed it would be. Okay. So for some of you, there's definitely guidance here to be more in the heart space, to be more open to what something could be, or the potential of something that is not what you thought it would be. Or maybe it represents more work than you wanted it to be. So again, with that house analogy, you found the perfect house, but there are some, you wanted no repairs, and there are some repairs you might have to do. Or something is not perfect, but it is. This is the energy that's coming in for you. Something is not perfect, but it is. And I think that there is some nervousness or fear about follow through. This could be what the beast represents, is like you're afraid that something is going to fall through because it has before, or it always does. Be careful of that narrative. But what you hoped for is coming to you. It's just stuck right now because it's stuck in this place of, this is specifically what I wanted. Or it's almost like you think you know what you want and you're very, very sure of it. This could be like a rigidity that's coming through. And the reason that you're not able to see that this gift has come through to you, or that is because, yeah, I would definitely check your pride, or check your I lost the word. You are being called to be very, very open, and trust that you, in your openness, in your weakness, I'm putting that in air quotes, in your weakness is a strength. That actually it will serve you to be fully emotional, to be fully attuned to those emotions, even if they sort of mislead people or others around you. It's taking you to where you want to go. All right, so in terms of energy, keep that heart space open. Also keep your solar plexus open. There's a need for you to ground in your feelings, in your heart space. There's a need for you to embrace fluctuations as well, and to try not to make them into tangible things. So for instance, if you're feeling a certain way, know that it is a state of flux or of flow, and try not to make a physical reality around it or construct it into something. Avoid saying F it. You know, like, there's something about your strength that needs to recede in order for this beautiful thing to come through this week. So if you're wondering why something hasn't come to fruition, that's sort of what's happening here. When it comes to an addiction or something like that, there's a plateau that you're reaching. And as long as you're not reaching for that bottle, or you're reaching for that thing, you're not trying to make something tangible, it's okay that you are tempted, right? It's okay that you dreamt that you did it. as long as you are not putting that into physical reality. And if you are, to not make that mean that you are the same as you were before. I think that's really key here as well. Just because maybe you slipped up on something, or you got in you had like an emotional outpouring about something, that doesn't mean that something is over. So stay true to yourself, and whatever that self may be. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Please comment, subscribe for more content. We'll see you next time. Okay, so number 29, Visitation. I can see that you're guarding some next level nonsense, or I don't know how else to put it. It's like maybe you're protecting someone's behavior, or sheltering someone's behavior, or sheltering some of your own behaviors. But it feels like there is definitely here, for some of you, not for all of you, there's a disconnect between what is the reality of a situation and how you want to see it. Okay, so that may sound a little bit sharp. I do think that there can be softer edges here, but that's really what's coming through for most of you. For others of you, it feels like you are going to actually quite literally have someone come and visit you. Out of the blue, perhaps, someone comes and visits you, and this is going to be, even if it's someone that you didn't want to see, this is going to be a really transformational visit. It's some aspect of yourself or some aspect of your life is going to be really illuminated by this. It may actually also open up your throat chakra in a certain way. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So there's some sort of truth. This feels like a truth from your past that's coming forward that may be really painful to hear, or really painful to talk about. Maybe meeting up with someone or having a visitor. This could be a past love. This could be a past relationship, and something may be revealed about this relationship or talked about that is, it really hurts, it really cuts. But the thing that is key here is that in releasing it, or in allowing yourself to feel upset about this, or to feel what you need to feel, it's bringing about closure. Okay, so it's bringing about actually certain voices that you may have in your head about yourself, or certain self-beliefs. It's almost like something from the past, from a relationship, had you believing something about yourself, but it was based on a misunderstanding. And it's like the truth that comes in is hard to hear, but it's not what you thought it was. And so it actually is going to free you up. So if you are single, this will free you up for a new, better relationship. If you are not single, this is something that is... It's transformational in your romantic relationship. It could be that it's not romantic, but it does feel like a very close personal relationship. So you're definitely in this space of balance through this next week, balancing, I want to say thought and illusion, self and the other, death and rebirth. Wow, that's at the center of your reading. So this is a big transformational situation for sure. But there's something here for sure that, you know, a guidance system that's within you that you're going to trust more after this week is through. You're going to see something or understand something, that there is this could also be a misunderstanding that, yeah, someone's coming back. Someone's coming back. What is that song? It's playing in my head. How can you just walk away and leave without a trace? Something, memory of your face. Take a look at me now. If you know that song, can you leave it in the comments so that other people can find it? Because I don't know what that song is. But I think it's Take a Look at Me Now is the key verse. It's like someone has evolved emotionally, but they do it either suddenly or without you seeing it. Like, it's not something that you cannot affect that change, or this could be you. Like, you're leveling up to this king energy. Or you're able to protect someone emotionally in a way that you couldn't before. Interesting. Okay, so repeating themes through the different piles. You will not see a situation solidify, or the comments or conversations that you are having around this time or in the next week or through this visitation are going to be ones that unfold, almost like, this is almost telling you that if you're giving guidance even to someone, that you shouldn't expect immediate results, or you shouldn't expect that they understand you immediately, but that it may be something that walks with them, and one day they're sort of like, aha, they have that aha moment. So it's like you're creating those, it's the ingredients are all there to create an aha moment, but it's not materializing yet. Something is coming out of, so this could be a relationship that was frozen over and is now coming, it's starting to warm up. But again, you may not, maybe you communicate with this person, or maybe you have a visit that could be actually like in your dreams or mental, because we're not necessarily having a physical visit here for all of you. This could just be, a small gesture, like receiving mail or receiving, it doesn't feel like it's a text message. It feels more weighted than that. It could be a phone call. And it starts to awaken something in you. So there's definitely an awakening happening here, but there's an awakening awareness as well within your body of something that you have sheltered before, or something that you have not dealt with. So this may be that you haven't grieved a relationship, and now you're going to be open to grieving it. You're going to start to enter into that process of healing, but you're entering into it with much more emotional intelligence than you had initially. And I think that's the key here, is that whatever you find out or whatever reveals itself, you're better able to deal with that information now than you ever were before. Okay? So there's definitely a balancing process that's happening, but it's not going to see its way to completion through the week. In terms of energy, I would definitely, there's an emerging warmth. So I would stay close to your center and pay attention to how your body responds to emotional and mental stimulus. So within a conversation, if you do have this visitor come in, or if you know the person that you are protecting, and there's this truth that needs to be revealed, see if you can listen to your body as you're listening to them even, okay? Or as you're listening to a specific song. This may just be for one person, but I feel like it's going to be a song that reminds you of a situation or a person, and it unleashes this kind of almost difficult to balance, like it's unavoidable that you have to come back to the situation and you process it again. So processing again. Stay grounded in who you are. Okay? So if you are feeling guilty for maybe not nurturing something that you were expected to nurture, or for walking away from something that you loved or that you cared about. Stay true to why you did that. It's very important for yourself and for the other. And there's this little sort of package of creativity available to you now, but it's very subtle. It's not going to feel like a huge current of inspiration. It's going to feel very subtle, but you can tap into it. It is there, and it will help you to maybe ground some of the things that you're feeling this week. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I appreciate you so much. If you'd like to see more content, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, comment, and we'll see you very soon. Bye. All right, for those of you who chose number 16, the crystal. So it feels like there's a need to polish something, or there's a need to revisit something, look at something, you know, it could be something that it was sort of painful to touch it at some point. Like, I'm getting inherited silver, you know, like old silver that needs to be polished, but you just kind of let it tarnish in the corner because there's something about it that you're avoiding. And it could be quite literally an object like that where something needs your attention. It could be your home. It just feels like it could be a story that you've written or a project that you were working on, and there's some need for polishing or editing. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so it could be that there is some sort of project that is falling through with other people. Something that involves other people, or that you were creating with other people, or a home that you created with someone else. And okay, so for some of you, maybe you were trying to keep it polished. You were trying to keep it it's almost like putting a shine on top of something to hide what's underneath. Remember, this is a general reading, so take it take it how it resonates for you, but also we're co-creating this together. So this will be different for everybody, I think, this situation, or subtly different. Okay. Yeah. So it's like what was supposed to protect you, or what was supposed to shelter you, or what was supposed to be really great or inspirational has become something that you feel that you've had to defend yourself, or you've been holding down the, I keep getting editing. So I don't know if some of you have like papers that, or, fairly significant pieces of writing that there's something about, maybe the edits are there, but you're not ready to look at them, or it's like the last little bit of closure, or the last step has not been taken just yet through this week. And so these are weekly readings, which means whenever you find them, they are timeless, but whenever you find them, they could apply to your situation. And it's only a week, right? So if you don't close something out in a week, that's okay. There are other weeks. It may be that there was something where you tried to bring too many people or too many things together, and it spectacularly exploded, or it just became something that was uglier than you expected, or wasn't, the spirit was beautiful coming into it. And it's like, okay, so, like polishing the turd. How long have you been doing that for? and still kind of in that space of, it feels like you're coming out of the space of trying to make it work this week, and you're acknowledging like you're being drawn or pulled away. There's something else that's going to catch your attention. Okay, so there's a very specific message for someone out there. There is something that is tainting your intuition at this point. So when you think of, you know, the sayings like go with your gut or well, that's different actually. And if you have a fine-tuned sensibility or communication system with your gut, then that's different. This is more like crown chakra. This is more like information that's coming in spiritually, or information that's coming in through, like spiritual teachings, or you may be misled by astrology or misled by something. And if you are, that's okay too. That could be part of the journey. So we'll see what other cards come up. But this really feels like you've been standing on something that had a tremendous amount of current or synchronicity, perhaps. Maybe you're holding on to a situation that needs to be moved on from, and you're defending that situation because of the amount of synchronicity or alignment that was involved in that. But it's definitely, take some rest, shelter yourself, shelter your hearts as well this week, because you've got a moment happening. You are going to be struck with recognition this week. And it turns your whole world upside down. It's like you were swimming in one direction, all of a sudden you're swimming in another. But the guidance is to have peace. So to really like to pull everything in, even your protective energy. Pull your protective energy into yourself. And of course, if you have children, whoever is under your protection. But there's something about, like, maybe in conversations, notice if you're protecting the other person from you, or if you're protecting others from your opinion. That's interesting. Wow. So from here it starts to disperse and redirect. This is the Four of Swords. This is the Four of Voices. So this is the same card. You have it upright and reversed. If you take time out, if you take time to rest, if within your holiday, maybe this is a holiday for you, and you see very clearly that your heart is not in something anymore. And it's almost like you have to dump out all that you received that got you to where you were within the situation, and it's like spill it out so that you can start again or something. Like trust that there will be more synchronicities, or trust that there's something else there. Are you afraid that you're cutting corners? Or there's something about cutting corners. The Five of Materials. You are being pulled very strongly in a different direction. It's almost like when you polish this thing, or when you acknowledge the acknowledge an avoidance of some kind. It reveals something. Like I'm seeing that silver, and like there's like a glyph that's revealed when it gets polished. That unlocks a secret or a mystery that you have been trying to solve about yourself or about collaboration, or why your dreams are why you're struggling to bring your dreams into reality, or bring your projects into reality in a full kind of scope. So you go in and out of rest mode here this week. Wow. You're just pouring energy into the earth. You're called to pour energy into the earth, but it's not like planting a seed. It's more like when someone pours hot metal into a mold to create something. Like once it cools, once it's something unbreakable that's down there. And there's not a need for you to be re-inspired or anything like that. This is something that's been growing in you for a long time. It's like this idea is coming home, or this creative concept, something, so it's related to creation for sure. Like you've been stuck on the same project over and over and over, and you think like, that is the project, that is the longing of my soul. What's an example of this? Okay, so let's say you have always, because we've gotten the writer energy, you've always wanted to write this book, and it's almost like you look at edits to that book, like you've been avoiding editing it, and then you get into it and you realize that the story you thought you were telling is not the story at all, but it was a casing, or it was raw material for the story that you want to tell. And you're just going to be pulled into that space, and then it's starting to create something else. It's almost like you can transmit this epiphany as well to others. So if there's something here, you're going to know that collaboration has returned because everyone else will light up through this. Or this could be a simultaneous lighting up, like everyone comes to this sense of belonging with this idea. But it has a very physical reality to it. It's been constructed. The creative aspect of it started a long time ago, and then it's been talked about. It's been felt. There's just been such a process here. And where you're going is almost where you started out. So beware of treating anything as if it is precious this week. Energetically, so much here from the earth. So pulling from the earth, pulling up through your feet, balancing your chakras in that way. It's like pulling that energy up to the crown of the head and letting it wash back down over you. If you can quite literally make yourself go upside down, like maybe let the blood rush to your head, that may be good as well. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, so if that's not something that you should be doing medically, just please know that about yourself. But the pressure has built to the point where a shape is changing. This is so strange. I know this is strange, but if this makes sense to you, please leave it in the comments. There is nothing you can do right now to change the outcome of this situation. I think that's it. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you are well, and if you would like more content, subscribe to the channel, like the video. That helps me out, and I will see you very soon. Take care.